I would say that there's like this immediate list of things I go to, and then it quickly spirals into like I have a very full life. And
So, the first thing, I want to know, do you want your first question to be serious or silly?
we can start silly.
Of course, of course. Okay. All right. So, silly question. I heard that you are a gamer. So, what kind of games do you like to play?
So I have pretty much whittled down to mostly just online games that I play with friends that are guys that I've known for over 20 years. So it's kind of like our Tuesday night bowling. Um, Actually, that's not true. There's one game I'll play by myself. I'll tell you. So we usually would play Call of Duty, Warzone, Call of Duty, and then but now my sons are both old enough to get into video games, so we play Fortnite. Uh, and so that's a lot of fun. But there is this weird game that's called Power Wash, and it's essentially you're a guy who power washes things. That's it. And there's something extremely satisfying about just seeing an old ice cream truck that's just covered in dirt and power washing it. So sometimes if I'm really bored, although now these days it's that time has become less and less, if I'm honest, but there was definitely on tour a couple of moments where I definitely burned a bit of time doing that. I'm ashamed to say.
Oh yeah, like Mario Kart had a game like that too, where like you power wash. That was so fun. I love that game.
Yes, it did. And that's a my family will play that game sometimes on game night. It's a lot of fun.
I mean, yeah, any game that you play with family is totally such a fun game.
They really, really are. That was we got a Nintendo Switch for that reason for our house, and it still has been a lot of fun. My wife is actually even she played a little bit of like OG Super Mario Brothers, but she got really into this game called Splatoon. It's like a reverse power wash. You're this little creature who like paints the floor. And so her and my youngest will play that together often. And it's funny because my wife's one of those people, there's some people who play games that when their character moves, they like move their whole controller. And she's one of those people. So I may or may not make fun of her because of that.
All right, for next one, silly or serious?
We can do serious.
Okay, all right, let's go with what moment in your life do you think shaped you the most?
Wow. I mean, I think I would have to say, uh, around 30 years ago, I was on a youth retreat. I was playing the music and I was kind of barely going back to church. And there was this skit that was happening that, like, I didn't grow up with like a youth group, so I didn't really know what was going on. It was kind of a goofy skit because there was a teenager and she had her heart, which was like a grapefruit, and it got mangled by the world around her. And eventually, some guy playing the devil who was wearing a pinstripe suit and had his hair slicked back, gave her tinfoil and she like wrapped it around her heart and then was just sort of kind of dull and lifeless. And I was like, what is this? I was like, I've never seen anything like this skip before. And all of a sudden, this guy walks in who's supposed to be Jesus, who's like wearing the like robe, but it's like way too short. So you can see his high top basketball sneakers and his acid wash jeans. And I was just like, I have no idea what's happening right now. And all of a sudden, he pulls this new grapefruit out of his sleeve and immediately I'm like sitting in the back of the room, there's a couple of hundred kids, but I'm looking at this and I kind of felt like in my heart God say, that's what I'm trying to do for you. And I would say that that's probably like one of the most, if not the most impactful moment of my life. Maybe the day I got married. It's like I would say those uh there was a moment where we were saying our vows and I was holding my wife's hand and just looking down and just realizing uh, like sort of seeing on a different level what was happening and just kind of being kind of going, wow, my whole life is changing in a good way, you know? So yeah, I would say those two.
All right, next one, silly or serious?
We'll go back to silly.
Okay. Have you seen VeggieTales?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. So if you've seen VeggieTales, you know Silly Songs with Larry?
Yes.
Okay, so if you could write a silly song with Larry, what would it be about?
I mean, probably sleepwalking because that's something that two of my kids do. So I would probably try to find a way to use vegetables to talk about sleepwalking because it would radically affect my life in a positive way.
All right, so serious question. What's on your golden list right now? Basically, top 10 things that you're thankful to God for right now.
My wife, um, my kids, I have two dogs, a Maltipoo and a Cavachon, which is I was always a big dog person. Like I kind of wanted a big dog, but my wife, um, when she was pregnant, I was on the road and a friend of hers had puppies and got our first dog who's a Maltipoo and he's 14. So I would say they're definitely like they're on my golden list. I've been working with my manager for 20 years. So yeah, so she's on my golden list. All the rest of my team that I work with. I mean, obviously the Lord, but I kind of feel like it's like there's a preeminence of God in all things. I probably should have said that first. I am grateful for the opportunity to travel with my family. Like the next 2 weeks, we're traveling a lot together, going all over the place, and just the ability to get to do that. Um, I'm grateful for my actual family. You know, my mom is still alive, and my brother, and they live in Phoenix, um, where I was, and I'm grateful for coffee and I love food. I love making food. Yeah, I mean, gosh, it's like I would say that there's like this immediate list of things I go to, and then it quickly spirals into like I have a very full life, and every day I'm extremely grateful to God for all that I've been given, and try to be as good of a steward of it as I can.
All right, so something on your golden list that I really want to hone in on for a second because I'm a huge cook. You mentioned that you love to cook, you love food. So, what is like your favorite thing to cook? What do you love to cook?
It would be a pork shoulder. I smoked a pork shoulder, so I got really into smoking meat the past couple of years. For my birthday last year is my 50th birthday, so I wanted to cook a brisket. So so I first tried on pork, and it's pretty hard if you own like a pellet grill. It's pretty hard to screw up cooking a pork shoulder. So it's very forgiving process, and um, but I would say. Yeah, last year at Thanksgiving, I spatchcocked a turkey and smoked that, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh, that sounds so good. Just one more question for you. How can I and anyone listening be praying for you today?
Oh man, I think I'm working on a lot of new music and a couple of other things. So just prayers for the creative process that God shows up always in the midst of it and inspires. Um, I wouldn't say the best songs. I would just say the right songs for now, for the time that the season. Um, on a practical level, we're about to travel a bunch as a family for 2 weeks. So if you hear this in the next 2 weeks, just say a prayer for my family and I that we'll encounter God wherever we find ourselves.
Matt Maher, thank you so much for letting me talk to you. It has been an absolute blast. Have a wonderful time with your family on vacation and everything else that you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you. I loved it.